Hi guys,
What's up?
here we are, PAX Day 1. It's not even that far into the day.
Nope.
We're already tired, but
Is it one? Yeah,
it's
it's
about
one.
1.
About one.
Justin, camera behind the microphone,
Yes, sir.
he played Monster Hunter.
It was great.
How are we feeling about it, brother?
A little bit of jank, but I think overall, um, I feel like the completed product is going to be exactly what we were hoping for.
Yes.
Right now, appreciate you. Right now, um, there's a little bit of slowdown. I feel like I think it's going to take us a while to get used to specifically how the weapons work comparative to the older iterations of Monster Hunter. But right now, I really feel like they have something going good here.
I know when we tried to do this earlier, you're live at twitch.tv/rupees.
That part.
For the split second. But
It really was like a split
for
second.
the split second we were talking about it, but we harped a lot on the demo so far because it's definitely an early build of it. But this is one of the first hands-on demos, so I'm not going to complain too much. But as far as just the quick adjustments, seeing the large dung bombs to get rid of
Right.
the herds of monsters, the weather effects are crazy.
The new HP and stamina bars are colorful.
Did you kind of pick up on how the health and stamina bars worked?
I was trying to, but like I was so ingrained in trying to figure out how the longsword worked in this game that like I didn't kind of take notice of too much else. But they're like now instead of the stagnant kind of bar, now it's kind of like a wave, kind of like a wavelength thing.
I feel it's like a danger meter.
Yeah,
Or something like that. Because like when the monster, because it seems like there's now a bit more aggro to the monsters.
There is, yeah. And they even let you know with that little red light that pings on you.
So shout out to Darren from SDGQ, or yes, for being our fourth for the hunts.
Facts. How did you feel about the camera?
The camera so far is janky as hell.
It's
and
okay.
I think
wasn't
so.
the only one.
So going on to some of the new stuff for the focus mode, I think that's what they want us to use.
Right. Yeah.
Because trying to lock on the monsters, it seems like it is not a thing right now.
Yeah, because R3 we tried within lock on before.
Yeah, but once you hit focus mode, it very much allows
like
you to kind of,
yeah.
it like creates a reticle in the center and kind of allows you to kind of specifically choose where you're attacking.
I wonder if we could do that like consistently, or is it only when there's a wounded area?
No, you could do it anytime.
Just anytime,
So like
okay.
if you're just holding down the focus mode button, that's just how you're attacking.
L2.
And it's when there is a highlighted wound for the monster, that's when you hit the specific focus attack to kind of initiate that animation.
Did you get like a cooler, kind of more upfront animation?
It's a different.
It's a different animation.
It's very specific, and so I think the animation changes based off of which part of the monster you're hitting. Because I tried it both. I managed to hit it both with the dude flute and the sword and shield. And yeah, both of them different animations, and instantly gives you materials right from the start. Like
Interesting.
Yeah, so
like
once
from the cut.
from the cut you get, it instantly drops materials.
That's sick.
And so, Cam, I know you're the man behind the camera right now, but any words for your experience, brother?
So I feel like all in all,
The man with the camera.
the man with the camera. I don't charge extra.
I don't charge extra.
All in all, I mean, some of the things that I noticed, aside from what you guys said, obviously, like I went in, great sword. I didn't want to spend time trying to figure out a new weapon. We only had 30 minutes. I mean, shout out to them for having a 30-minute demo. I mean, it was pretty long, which is good for the person playing, but for the person waiting in line, that line was going by really slowly.
Tell me about it.
right. Yeah, we actually had 4 players that we were supposed to be on with, but Deante had an appointment at 10, so we were in the line for almost 2 hours before we played.
Yep. Greatsword feels good. Doesn't feel as weighty, I think, as I'm used to Greatsword feeling. Although it did seem to have a bit more range of motion than I'm used to as well. So instead of being sort of locked in to face in a certain direction once you start your true charge combo, there was like a little bit more leeway there that you were able to sort of turn and angle the attack, which was pretty cool.
Were you able to get a full true charge slash
I
off?
was banging them out all day, baby.
How did they feel? That's what I mean. Like,
Again, not as weighty as I'm used to them feeling.
Because we've had the ones on World, and
Right.
those feel like they crunch,
Right.
bro. So
Right. But also, I mean, I think it does have something to do with the sound as well. The sound was really
yeah, that's
low.
true. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if you guys noticed as well, but when you're doing attacks now, it names the attacks.
Yeah.
So it
I did
comes up
not.
it comes up in the corner, and it will say like white slash, true charge slash.
So it's like, you know how
That's
in World and then in Rise, like it still kind of allows you to keep the combos up. So if you're not too familiar, you can at least.
Oh, in the upper right hand.
Yeah,
corner.
it still gives you a command list. Once you do the moves, it does flash which attack specifically you're doing now.
Interesting.
You know, so I thought that was cool. I got to mess around a little bit on having the your long range weapon and being able to fire it out while on the secret. So I used I think light bow gun and tried that out, which was pretty cool. Like it, you know, usually if you're playing with a melee weapon, when you're chasing after the monster, that's all you're really doing is chasing, right? Until you can get up to them and then you can like jump off and attack. This allowed me to continue the attack while pursuing, which was interesting. It adds like another dynamic, I feel like, to the fight.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
How did you guys feel about the secret? Because aside from the swapping weapons was super smooth.
Yeah,
That auto, that auto needs work.
yeah. The auto was kind of annoying.
The auto movement needs work.
Yeah, I just hope that you can turn it off.
Yeah, but it should be like an instant.
Right.
I think for you guys it was more annoying than for me because when we were tracing, so the main focus of the hunt was killing a Doshukuma, and so we were doing that at the start, but then the sandstorms rolled in, lightning starts striking, and that's when the raid out.
That is cool as fuck.
Yeah, the weather is
Like,
the weather
I'm just
effects were
saying
cool.
the weather effects were cool as shit.
yeah, it's really
Yeah,
cool.
but once the raid out appeared, that's when we were like, all right, this is our main goal. Fuck that. We're not doing that anymore. We're going after this cool new thunder monster.
I didn't like how much it ran though. I will say that it ran a lot.
It's because we were putting in that work.
That's right. Exactly. But
With that
so
minimal damage.
You guys have a fourth?
yeah,
Yeah.
Derek had joined us. Yeah. But the map, I'm not sure how I feel about the 3D map yet either because it's kind of it's better because there is a little bit of elevation when
Right.
we were hunting stuff
Yeah,
down, but
right.
it's kind of you have to be very specific with maneuvering it to kind of really see what's going on.
To be honest, I haven't met a 3D map in a game that I've liked yet.
Yeah, so I like that it's there because they did this specifically to answer how people were complaining about the map because of the ancient forest and
Right.
Yeah, the verticality.
Yeah, so
Workout.
but when I was on the secret and I had set a waypoint on the radar, that's why mine wasn't
yeah.
having so much issues
Yeah.
because mine was going straight to it.
So that's what I think they kind of made this kind of auto traversal for, is because after you've seen the monster, you essentially can waypoint it,
Right.
and so that's what I wound up doing at the very end before we had to leave. Was like I was lost, and then I opened the map, put a waypoint on the monster, and immediately
Right.
my secret
went
just
towards
went
it.
towards it. So I think that the auto is kind of good in that sense because it allows you to keep track of the monster.
Right.
And like Darren was doing his buffs, you were shooting.
Right.
Of course, you still have the ability to use your
Your whetstone.
your whetstone.
Right. So you're not having to like worry about
Right.
also controlling.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I think it's a good feature, but like let me turn it off
Right, it
when
just
I
needs a
don't,
little
when I
work,
don't
right.
want it. You know.
I think there was a button in the corner that specifically said auto run. I want to
It
say.
did. I tried to click it, but it wouldn't stop auto running.
Okay. Because that's the other thing is that sometimes you don't want to take like whichever path the secret
Right.
would naturally take. Like you want to take a different path. Maybe you want to stop by somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to go find this other monster first, or like maybe you want to farm some stuff before. I don't know, but you know.
Like I said, the main thing that's like aside the traversal, like the fact that you can even in mid hunt just call the secret, it'll walk up, just hop on it real quick, swap weapons, and then just hop right back into battle. Like
Oh, bro! Not to mention, I got the mount I got was from jumping off the secret.
Oh no
every,
way.
I think every single time there was a mount, it was like that initial jump off and
Yeah.
then straight into a mount.
Oh, mounting monsters is back! Yay!
Mounting monsters is back.
How was that? Does it work
He was
the same
confused?
way?
I was confused as
Okay.
shit. One, there was a little bit of lag between your button presses and the actual action in game.
Okay.
So like when I was on top, like it was telling me that I needed to move or jump, and so I was doing it, but the camera angle was like kind of coming from below, so I couldn't see like where I was jumping to.
Right.
And then it was just like attack. I was like, all right, cool. So it kind of feels like the same as World in terms of like attack.
Is your stamina going down?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it still
okay.
goes down. So it's like attack, and then you have the like for the long sword. It was the spear slash thing. Oh, bro, hold up, switch with me. Alright, I'm only switching for a second. There's a reason though. So when I did the mount on what was the name of the
Raid Out?
The raid out, bro. After I did the spirit slash, my character jumps off and does the fucking ching with the long sword.
Oh, I heard you say something
Oh
about that.
my fucking god, bro. I don't know. Hey, guys, so we were all mic'd up, right? All the guys here is, oh my god. It's like they just hear me squealing on the side because, like, he comes down, he goes, duh-duh-duh-duh-duh. He jumps down, huh, and then goes, oh, I can't, I can't. It's too good.
I really like how they had the setup as well, that they had it so you could talk to one another. I think that was really cool. I don't know how they were able to set up local multiplayer like that. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's just.
It's like a land
It's a
party.
demo build.
It's a demo build.
It's a demo build. This is what it was made for.
It's just a
so-
local build, yeah.
It was cool though. I liked it.
It was fantastic, yeah. I mean, it sucked that like when we tried to deviate, like
Demo builds.
yeah, demo build.
Like, I won't. There's so many things that are like slight nitpicks that we
Yeah.
can make, but a lot of those we can definitely attribute to this game.
Oh no,
and
that
this
wasn't
is
super
super
nitpick.
early.
Yeah, no, that definitely wasn't a nitpick.
I know.
I just thought it was fun.
But I mean, like when we were playing, like certain ways that that hits didn't work.
Yeah.
Like when we were playing, we couldn't hear audio too much, and like Cam had brought it up earlier, but not having sound kind of attributes to the weight and feel of certain things. So
Did you guys? I don't know how much attention you guys were paying to the camp area as well. It was pretty involved.
Yeah.
Like
It was.
It wasn't just like a drop-off point, like in
No, it's
World.
a
It's like a
whole-
whole community going on, and
yeah.
you and your team secrets are all just like eating from the trough and stuff. I feel like there's a lot of attention to detail there in that area.
So would you even consider that almost a gathering hub?
maybe, but it's too soon to say.
Yeah, I don't even think like a gathering hub. What it reminds me of is having like your what do you call that? What would you say Astera is again? It's like the
Camp, your home camp?
It's the hub.
it's the hub, right?
Yeah.
So it's like having a hub.
No,
But no, but
I'm
you
just-
know
I'm
the
kidding,
gathering
I'm
hub is a
kidding, I'm kidding.
multiplayer
I'm kidding,
area,
I'm kidding,
right?
I'm kidding.
So just sort of like your hub, you have that, a version of that, but actually inside the hub.
But so
is cool.
I wonder if they're gonna do the same way before in World, where we had the central area and then we had to go out for that,
Right.
or if this is
Right.
the area and we're just
In it.
You know what I mean? Like everything we can do from that area, but once we dip, like we're just in it. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, I wonder how they're gonna do it.
Yeah, but again, at the end of the day, bro, excited.
Yeah.
Excited. Like I said, assuming that even just under the assumption that when the game comes out, the hits feel better.
Yes.
Like, even just that little tidbit right there, just, I'm good. The game just, it already, on a beta build, feels like it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I will say, watching other people play, because we were in that line for a while, and then seeing how we played, there's like a stark difference between
Who are hunters and who are not.
yeah.
Hey, we're all hunters.
It is. It's okay. Shout out to Zario. Hey, friend. He himself, he's like, don't judge me. Don't judge me, like in his preview video. And this is like, nobody's judging. But like, you see the difference.
Yeah.
But overall, though, I'm excited.
Those monsters see the difference too.
Those monsters see the different, bro.
Bro, I wanted to kill Homeboy before we went off to the dragon so bad. He was so close.
But I think that's
I
what
don't
I'm saying.
think-
I think it would have ended the hunt because
It would have.
he was the target monster.
well, no,
so
but
once
no,
you-
but
so once you
you're
kill the
right,
target
you're
monster,
right,
that's
you're right,
it.
you're right, you're right, you're right.
But the way that this game works now, though, that's the thing too. That this, because it's so open now,
It doesn't
it's,
kick you back.
It's, think of it like how the guiding lance was in World. So it's like once you kill a monster, cool.
Cause I think even the girl when someone had said, "Oh, when we killed
Yeah,
the
she
monster,"
said
I think she said
something
something like, "Oh no,
it doesn't happen
yeah,
that quick
Yeah, it
or
doesn't happen
something
right
Because
away."
from other preview videos, like when you do, it like will pop up like quest cleared and everything's right there on the screen,
Yeah.
but you're still moving around,
Right,
so
right,
you could
right.
still just go on to the
sick.
next. So
So there's no like clock that we have again.
There
You can quest to quest
is.
from without going back to the hub
Yeah.
necessarily.
yeah, so it's more of like whatever monster you choose, that becomes your hunt.
Okay.
So like there's going to be several monsters that are going to be on the map, and whichever one you target, that's
Yeah, like you said, like
I
the
mean,
guiding.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
Essentially
And I
like a
figure
launch
you'd only
pad.
have to like do that, or go back to do like a monster
Yeah,
reset, or
so-
not a reset, but a monster type reset or something, maybe.
not even
change your area.
from other stuff that's gone out. It's like there's going to be the main story quest monster to go after, or other monsters on the map. So you can choose to just go off and do your other hunts if you choose to, or focus on the story and go after what your next objective is.
Well, I mean, I guess that explains why. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but once we got up to the what's the name?
The
What's it?
Raidao
No,
or
not
whatever,
the Raidao, the other
Doshiguma.
one, Doshiguma.
Yeah.
It wasn't until you get up to the Doshiguma, then it says quest start.
Yeah,
It's like right as you get up to it, it says quest start. So
Yeah.
that explains that.
yeah.
And then it's like specifically on the alpha one, because
Right.
like when you get up to it, there's 3 of them on the
Yeah.
group, and so like every time we had started the hunt, I was like dunk bomb. And when you guys were like, "Why are you running away?" I'm like, "Me." Like, it's me, but that also separated all the
Yeah,
other
right.
ones, because when we first started playing before like the first crash, it's like we were just hitting stuff.
Oh yeah, we just wanted to
facts.
kill stuff. I think Darren even said at one point, he was like, "I'm sorry, we were kill hungry." Like, and the guy started laughing. He was like, "It's okay."
Just like, yeah, we wanted murder.
Yeah.
So, but overall though.
Yeah, overall, good game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good start. Definitely a great start.
I want to say I want to go back and play at least one more time, but
That line,
bad.
yeah, I'm sorry, bro, but we might have to wait for
You're on your
later.
own for that
I
one.
know.
Yeah.
I know.
Hey, wait, Darren, I
gotta
thought you were
be-
gonna be at the thing the whole time.
You gotta be first in here tomorrow. That's all you.
Stop hitting the table.
I'm sorry.
But
The whole time, Darren.
All in all,
the whole time.
Great. Day one in general so far. I mean, I know it's not over yet, but
Yeah.
feeling good.
Yeah, absolutely.
feeling good.
Deante?
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, I had fun with the stuff I played. So.
you had an Undisputed.
Yeah, I had Undisputed, Akimbot, and the Monster Jam game, which was a game.
How was Akimbot? Because I know you didn't get a chance to say anything earlier.
Akimbot was fun. You can definitely tell the Ratchet and Clank influence on it. I have kind of a love-hate with its traversal. So the traversal, as far as the stuff you can do to move around, is fun, right? They have situational zip line, or grappling hook rather, to where you can only use it when prompted by a certain thing to grab. Certain areas you can wall run on and stuff like that. But other than that, you have a double jump and a dash. And if you can air dash in a game, if you can double jump and air dash in any order, just as long as you execute those, I will love your traverse.
Facts.
Because then I can like zigzag there, I can jump, dash, jump,
Right.
do stuff like that. And the melee also, just like Ratchet and Clank, lets you float just a little bit more. So you can double jump, dash, melee, float a little bit, and then you're good, right? But just regular running around feels labored. Right, and just like, let's say, the platforming aspect, even though it's not too heavy on the platforming side, it felt a little more labored than it needed to be, a little more sluggish than it needed to be. So I spent a lot of my time dashing just to feel it. If that says anything.
Yeah.
Other than that, so I
No
would say
sprint function.
outside of certain markers not being super clear, like you kind of have to use your brain to figure out what's going on. Like I had to hack these panels to just activate a lift so I can get to the next part of the stage, but it wasn't super clear. Hack these panels, you know what I mean? It's just like there's a panel over here, and once you walk over to it, it says and then you
walked up and went, oh.
you notice there's a tube that leads from that panel to the lift, and then you see that there's 3 more tubes. So you're like, okay, so naturally I have to go find the other ones and hack those. I do like the little hacking mini games they have. So one of them is basically like 3-card Monty.
Hey, okay.
Another one is it's really simple. It's just click the spaces in time, and they give you a decent amount of time. The other one though is just like Simon with the buttons, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
So they have little mini games for the hacking and stuff, and it felt like there's more to that game. I got to do a vehicle segment as well, and the vehicle segment, I want to say, did not feel good. But also that's kind of, I don't know how secondary that is as far as gameplay goes. I don't know if that was just, something I'm going to run into a lot. From what I've spoken to a handful of people there about, they mentioned vehicles being in the game. They mentioned different things like tanks. I didn't get to necessarily drive a tank, but
you could.
If there's more, then I would like it to feel a little, not even just more responsive, but there is vibration on the shots, no vibration from the rest of the vehicle, right? And just small things like that.
Little responsive.
Little responsive stuff can just take you out. Not to mention it kind of, I didn't know when I was taking damage. You know what I mean? Other than just watching my bar, there's no clear indicators.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gross.
So, and that was specifically for the vehicle thing.
Oh, specific. Okay.
But outside of that, like
no,
I
like red flash on the screen or anything like that.
There's a lot of red on the screen. That's my thing. Because I'm shooting stuff and stuff is getting red, and But outside of that, I can definitely see the Ratchet and Clank influence there. The idea of playing around with the weapons, it's Akimbot. You're Akimbot, so you have the left and right weapon and stuff. So the idea is combining these different types of weapons to have them perform differently. And in that aspect, it's creative, it's fun, it's inventive. I've spent time just running around in circles, playing around with my weapons and seeing, okay, this one has like the acid attribute, but then I could add some range onto the acid attribute, or I could just have a spray out like this, or I can have like a more like an energy-based like EMP shield breaker, which I was using as my close range when I was getting close to people, and I was able to come and melee them when they had the shields. Basically like a shield breaker shotgun, almost. I was using that as, and that the fact that it's so varied and so open for you to just use your imagination with these combinations, it felt like the next logical step of where Ratchet should be.
Okay. So would you consider it like a?
It is definitely a spiritual successor.
Oh, okay, but
it is definitely a spiritual successor. But
just from the trailers, it looked like it wears its inspiration on its sleeves.
It does.
Like, yeah, that
100%. As far as the humor of the game, on point.
Okay.
The game has a lot of personality. You're basically, even though I didn't get much introduction to the main character, the main character's interacting with people, the bosses, the world, his handlers a lot. There's a lot of back and forth banter. So you can tell there's going to be a bunch of silly stuff, a bunch of jokes, just like the type of game we love. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So I will talk more about Undisputed later, because that actually, I love what's being done with that game.
Oh yeah, he went a little bit.
That game is, like I said, that is a full RPG.
Hey.
That is a boxing souls game.
Is it essentially like Did they essentially turning it to
Think about-
like NBA 2K, like the career
It's
mode?
more in depth. It's way more in depth than 2K. Way more in depth. So like, as far as like, you are actually handling your career
Right.
from top to bottom. You can, and everything you do matters, right? So you have a certain amount of energy. You have to prepare for a match. You can train for the match, which is going to take energy. You can rest up, which is going to give you back energy, but you're going to gain a little weight, and you're going to, lose a little strength. You can spend some time on social media trying to build your presence. And that way you can get more fans, and, more popularity, a chance of a bigger fan pullout, because you do need fans to rise.
Are there weigh-ins?
Yes, there are weigh-ins.
Oh, that's sick.
So,
That's sick.
like I said, everything you do affects your body in the
Right.
game, those choices you make. So you could not make weight
That's
and
cool.
get penalized.
That's cool. That's actually kind of cool.
So it's cool. It's a whole world
Yeah.
there. Just the idea that like you start off as a broke fighter because your stats are low, you're really inexperienced, you're sluggish, no matter what your style is. But speaking of styles, they have so many actual like boxing styles you
Right.
can pick from. Of course, like the standard styles we know, southpaw. They have unique styles based off of individual boxers. Like you can have Tyson Fury style, you can have Muhammad Ali style, or they have styles broken down into decade. So you can fight like a 50s boxer, you can fight like a 60s boxer, you can fight like a 70s boxer.
That's crazy.
And on top of that, they have another layer of personality style between that.
Yeah.
So this is of course one of those games where the creator character or the custom shit is really in depth.
Right.
So I'm talking face morphing, all of that stuff. You can make yourself in that game if you want.
Hey, I'm not opposed.
As far as the ring gear, all of that is completely customizable as well. Everything is like, you want this to be a different color than this part of the gloves. You want a logo on the back of your glove. You know what I mean? Do you want a tattoo? You put a picture of a fist on fire above his eyebrow. You can goofy as shit. But these small little things, like the reason why I'm so in love with WWE 2K is all alive in here. And to a greater extent than what 2K is doing with their clothes. But on top of that, it is actually a really good boxing game. And like the entry level is here, but the skill level,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Easy to learn, hard to master.
Easy to learn, hard to master. One thing I love about the game, you have an option to use either the buttons or the right stick to go with your punching. And the right stick is akin to, have you ever played Skate?
No.
So what set Skate apart from the Tony Hawk games was that you used the right stick to do your tricks, right? So it was really intuitive for the players, because like doing an ollie would be holding down and then flipping up. So it really felt like on the board you're holding down and flicking up, right? Same thing. A kickflip would be like that, but something like that. This has been applied to the boxing game. So like a straight. Just flip. You know what I mean? What do you think your hook is?
Yeah, just
what do you think your uppercut is? So the things you can feel what the moves are.
Right.
And you can also mix this up with different feints and stuff. And they have a button dedicated for body shots, a button dedicated for swing, stuff like that.
So essentially, if you didn't want to use the directional stick, you can still have a really good
You
fight
can
with
still have a good fight just using the buttons. Also, and this is probably the last thing I'm going to mention, it was weird when I noticed it.
What's up, man?
But this is the first boxing game where after like stunning somebody a little bit or getting the step back, you can chase them down. The character actually ran, not like this.
Yeah.
That man
Just took off.
ran forward. It was like
Just Jesus Christ, just took off.
I love this game already. So Undisputed, it drops
sir.
October, middle of October. I forgot
Okay.
the day. I'm in love with it.
I'm assuming you recommend it.
We haven't had a good boxing game since the Fight Night Championship.
What is it dropping on?
Oh, it's on everything.
Earther?
It's
On Earther.
on everything. Not a Switch. I don't think it's gonna be a Switch.
You know what? That's fair.
But,
That's
yeah.
fair.
Good
That
stuff,
was a
guys.
good game.
Yep.
All right.
Stay resty day.
Stay resty, night.